It's gonna take me a second to recover from that match. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another match review. This is Chelsea 3, Brighton 2, and it just feels like Chelsea are giving us the craziest games of the season every week. Pure entertainment, not good for my heart, but good to watch. In this match review, we're going to be getting into Chelsea's tactics, the key moments of the game, key players, basically my thoughts about all of those moments, find out what I think about everything that happened because there's a lot to get through. Before we get into any of that, we are so freaking close to hitting 14,000 subs here on YouTube. So if you like my channel, if you like my content, please, please, please sub to the channel, like, comment. You'll see that I've been working hard behind the scenes on trying to get some new graphics and stuff like that in and have a lot of content planned for this week. I'm still a little bit sniffly, not feeling 100%, but have to get back to the content game. So let's get right into this. So going into this match, Chelsea were expected to win. Brighton had a lot of key players who were out injured. And Chelsea also obviously didn't have Reece James because he was suspended. Hugo Rea was also serving a one-match suspension as well. So Chelsea's back line was a little bit not, maybe I don't want to say unexpected, but improvised a bit. We saw Disasi come in at right back and Cowell fill in at left back, which he's done. And I actually thought that Chelsea started the first 10, 15 or so minutes quite well of the game. And we looked like we were attacking so much and just taking control, which is something that I love seeing, especially because it can be difficult to get control versus this Brighton team who loves to control, especially the middle of the pitch. And Chelsea opened up the scoring through Enzo Fernandez. He gets his first Premier League goal for Chelsea as well. And I was so chuffed to see him finally get on the score sheet for Chelsea. Then we had a couple of really good opportunities where I was thinking, geez, like, we cannot not score. Like, we need to take advantage of the dominance that we've been showing, because too many times we see Chelsea be dominant, but then not take advantage of it and then get punished. So Chelsea did manage to score through Cowell. It was kicked out by a Brighton defender, but the ball was over the line and Chelsea got the second. At this point, it was a bit frustrating because Chelsea just kind of went into second gear. They parked the brakes. They got a bit complacent. They got a bit lazy, saying, hey, we're already 2 goals up. And of course, this Brighton side is going to punish you, of course. So Chelsea conceded, believe it was from a corner. And it's just so frustrating because I feel like we're always conceding from set pieces. We're not defending them. We don't get to the second balls. We leave a lot of space. Like, I don't know if it's a matter of concentration, but if you look back on the goal, Cowell just left so much space between him and his runner. He wasn't closing the ball down, and Brighton equalized just before halftime. And then, well, I almost forgot about the Conor Gallagher red card situation because that feels like it was days ago. Conor Gallagher red card. Like, Chelsea get their captain sent off for the second week in a row. I wonder if that has ever happened in Premier League history. Like, if somebody is super into this, please look it up and let me know, because that's just insane. And it was just a case of Chelsea losing their heads a bit again, individual mistakes, naivety as well, just like making challenges where you don't need to, not being so smart about how he's approaching the game, because he knows that he was on a yellow already, and you can't make those kind of challenges when you're already on a yellow card. No complaints about that. It absolutely should have been a second yellow. Chelsea down to 10 men right before halftime. And the first 25 to 30ish minutes of the game, I was in a grand mood. And then halftime comes, and it just felt that the game got completely flipped on its head. Chelsea go in with a 1-goal advantage at least, but a man down. And for the second week in a row, just kind of self-capitulating and making these silly mistakes. It's a bit frustrating because I would have liked to see the team just like see this through and kind of iron out those silly mistakes. It's a young team. This is going to happen, but you certainly don't want your captain getting sent off 2 weeks in a row. So Chelsea come out for the second half, and Brighton obviously were just dominant because they have the man advantage and they're trying to get back into the game. The big talking point of the second half was whether or not Chelsea should have gotten the penalty. Milner makes a foul on Mudryk. I actually thought that he was pretty quiet apart from one or two moments in this game. But he goes and wins the penalty. And for me, I didn't think it was going to get awarded, to be honest with you. It didn't look so clear cut to me. I'm not going to complain about Chelsea getting a penalty, but I think if that were awarded against my team, I would be pretty pissed that it was a bit of a light penalty. I was looking at it more from the perspective of like taking the last man down versus like the challenge itself. But Chelsea get the penalty. Of course, Cole Palmer isn't on the field to get me fantasy points. And Enzo Fernandez takes the penalty. I was nervous because he had missed a penalty before, and this was really massive. But all in all, he actually does have a good penalty record. I should have had more faith in him because he scores the penalty. And then at that point, again, I thought that Chelsea were cruising. Like, I thought that we were totally, well, not totally fine, but that we were going to be able to see the game out. And Brighton equalized with 10, 15 minutes left, 10 minutes of added time. At this point, it's just completely nail biting because Brighton looked like they could get back into the game. Thiago Silva made some super, super key tackles and interceptions to make sure that Chelsea didn't concede. And we were able to see it through at the very last minute. It seemed that there was some confusion and there might have been a handball in the box on Colwell, but then you watch it back and the ball just smacked him in the face. And then I thought, so the VAR sends the referee to the sideline to go watch the video. And I was like, they're giving the penalty for this. How are they giving the penalty for this? And then he kind of points and we think that it's a penalty, but that, and even I think on my stream it came up like penalty to Brighton, and then they changed it automatically. So obviously Chelsea never making it easy for me or for my heart rate, but we see the game through. Positives that I'd like to take from this match: Chelsea were able to score 3 goals in a game. We went 10 men down, and even though we did concede, we were able to see off the win, which is something that maybe 6 months ago we wouldn't have been able to do. I don't think that we played especially well. We scored from 2 corners, so it's good that it looks like we have some set piece routine there and that we're able to convert those chances. But other than that, I didn't think that Chelsea had so many opportunities. I thought that Brighton looked really strong. They had a lot of possession. They had quite a few shots as well. And I just felt I would have liked to see more from this Chelsea side. At the end of the day, Chelsea got the 3 points, which we desperately need. We got a win versus Brighton, which always feels really good. And we were able to come back. I still see so many growing pains in this side and a bit of a lack of maturity. I think that those things will change, and it's just going to be day by day. But overall, it's 3 points. I'm not going to complain too much. Key players for me, obviously Enzo Fernandez. We have to touch on him because he scored 2 goals. I thought that he showed a lot of mental strength in order to be able to convert, especially given the pressure. And Thiago Silva for me was my total man of the match. He became the oldest player to feature in a Premier League game, the oldest defender. And he was brilliant yet again. He had a bit of a slip last week, but this week he looked back to his best and back to keeping Chelsea alive in games. Trying to think if there was anybody else who really stood out. I didn't think that Modric did much. I didn't think that Sterling did much. Didn't think that Jackson did much. I guess after the red card as well, we were just defending for our lives. But it did look like at some points Chelsea were close to getting a second player sent off, so I was extremely nervous. But yeah, overall it was pretty good. So I'm going to be reading out I asked on Twitter for some of your thoughts after the game, and I wanted to feature some of them. Let's see. So I will take this off and present my screen here, and we will also, let's see, which layout do we like? Do we like this one? Do we like this one? Is that too small? Maybe. Can you guys see that? Well, I think that should be okay. Right, let's see. Shanam says, terrible from Chelsea players picking up yellow cards needlessly, having repercussions down the line. Wasting time should be a thing of the past, as it will get added to the end of the official time. It's not helping. Totally agree with the point about the yellow cards. It's just so frustrating that we're kind of seeing the same sorts of mistakes happen week in, week out, that we're losing our heads a bit, getting silly yellow cards, and then having that have players sent off and have big repercussions, or even an accumulation of yellows and having to be suspended as well. John Flynn says, we're lucky in the end, but we've been unlucky for so many other games. We're overdue some good individual performances, but still too much indiscipline. And yeah, I would agree. Chelsea did get a bit lucky in this match for me, but sometimes you need a bit of luck. At the end of the day, it is 3 points. That's what we're after. I just hope that Chelsea can build on this performance, because we're looking pretty leaky in the back. We're conceding way too many goals for my liking as well. Every game feels like a war these days. Need to fight tooth and nail for points. I literally was about to have a heart attack. Like, I thought that it was going to be smooth sailing after Chelsea scored the 2 goals, and that we were just going to be able to have like a bit of a relaxing Sunday evening. No, that was not the case. So yeah, I was hoping for more. And yeah, Kai as well, talking about the lack of discipline and our downfall. We played well. I do think that we also became complacent. They got back into it, and then we lost our heads that we let them back into it. So that was a bit frustrating as well. Milky says, we need to sit our captains with John Terry to Azpilicueta and have them explain how to properly behave and keep your head. You guys know that I love Azpilicueta, as you can see from my signed jersey. I need to move this. I actually have like so much more hung up, but you can't see it. So it's so frustrating. I thought that you would be able to see at least like the top half of this, but you can't see anything. So I think I'm gonna like have to move this to one side and then maybe like move it down, but I already have the holes in my wall. So whatever, I'm gonna be fixing it, but at least I have like a little something up. Has to be. So I think that that's a good place to wrap things up. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll go reply to as many as possible. I hope that you enjoyed this match review, and I hope that you're enjoying the content on my channel. If you are, definitely make sure to drop a like, comment, turn on those sub notifications as well, and sub to the channel. Come on, sub to the channel. I'll be back this week. I have a couple of really exciting guests lined up for this week, so excited for you guys to see that. Hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, whatever time you're watching this, and until next time, I'm out. Bye.